Yo, what's up guys? Osco Dan here, and here's a beginner split I created that was inspired off of Jack Dillinger's bulk training split, but I modified it so you get more of that classic look. Cause I've seen a lot of like bulk programs like from the 1930s and 50s, and they're all pretty similar. They all contain the same exercises, sort of different rep ranges, but for the most part, they're all pretty much the same. But that's what I'm gonna give you in this video. I'm gonna give you your beginner split training routine. It's the 3-day split because this is something I wish someone would have showed me, and I bet my physique would have been 2 times more dense, 2 times more muscular, and I probably would have gained the weight a lot faster in a short amount of time. But anyways, let's get started. Alright, so here's the deal. You're going to train 3 days a week full body. Now, you can set this up in the way of you can train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or you can do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Now, another thing, if you get too sore after the first workout, that's okay. You can take 2 days off after and then return on the third day. So if you train Monday and and by the time it's like Wednesday, time to train again, and you're too sore, that's okay. Just train on what is that? Monday, Tuesday. Just train on Thursday, and then just kind of like if you're too sore on Thursday, just do it again like 2 days after. Whatever you feel like, you have to learn to respond to your body. Figure out how you feel, and then think critically on what you should do. Like there's days where I'll do 6 sets of a muscle group, and there's other days I'll do 9 sets. It depends. Like if on that day I'm feeling like good, I'll do 9 sets. But if I'm feeling kind of shitty, I was like, oh shit, you know what? I know I'm not that enthusiastic about today's workout. I'm not pumped up. I'm gonna just go ahead and do 5 sets instead of 6 sets because there's no point in like trying to like you're overworking the body. It's like you're running on empty fuel. That's too much. It's like there's no substance there for you to work off of. So if you feel too sore after the first workout, that's okay. Take a couple days off and then go back to training. All right, so now we're gonna talk about what exercises, sets, and reps to do for the routine. All right, so there's 2 things I want to say before we get started. Number one, I wouldn't start off with squats because it's a full body workout, and after, I mean, squats, that takes a lot of mental concentration and physical energy. And if you want to tire out at the beginning of your workout, that's fine. You don't have to start off with squats, but I normally end with squats because if I did start with squats, man, it'd be a shitty hard workout. The second thing, don't start off with curls. Vince Gironda said you're an idiot if you start off with curls. They are the smallest muscle group. They don't need that much they don't need that excuse me. They don't need that much stimulation and sets to grow. So don't ever start off with curls. So, let's get started. Number 1 is the barbell bench press. Perfect compound movement. It hits 3 muscles at the same time: chest, shoulders, and triceps, and it hits a little bit of back too. Alright, so next up is the standing barbell press. This is a really good mass builder for your shoulders. It hits all 3 parts of your deltoid, and it hits a little bit of your triceps. Next up is the squat. This will hit all parts of your legs. Depending on how you do it, it will also hit your calves. So it will hit calves, hamstrings, the quads, the hip abductors, and all that shit. Actually, you know what? The squat itself is basically a full body routine. It hits a lot of your muscles because you're using a lot of your muscles to stabilize the squat bar on your back. And also, this will tax your lower back to a pretty good extent and also work your core pretty damn hard. Next up is the barbell curl. This one is really good for the mass of your biceps, and it will also hit your shoulders a little bit too. Last one is chin-ups. This is really good for your back. It's also going to hit your shoulders a little bit and also with your bicep as well. Alright, so you may have noticed there's no direct tricep exercise in this routine. The reason being is because you see a lot of these are compound movements and they already tax the triceps pretty hard. And a lot of the old school bodybuilding routines I've seen, they didn't have any tricep movements. And I mean, I figured that out by myself because I was like, you know what, that does make a lot of sense. These are pretty tough compound movements, and they're already pretty much taxing the triceps enough, and any more work would get them to be overtrained. And there's also no calves. The reason being is because it's said that if you do squats in a certain way, it's gonna hit your calves enough. So there's no reason to have any direct calf work. But you can also add it in there if you want. You can do 1 to 3 sets of calves if you want, 20 reps, optional. Cool. So now let's move on to any more tips I have for you and how long you should be doing this routine for. All right, so you should be doing this routine for 3 months. Don't change the reps or exercises. All right, so after each month, here's what I want you to do. This is a trick I learned from I think it's G Mose. They call him the walking bodybuilding encyclopedia. But anyways, after each month, you're gonna add an extra set. So say after the first month we're doing 3 sets, the month 2 you would be doing 4 sets. Then month 3 you'd be doing 5 sets. This is gonna give you more stimulation in your muscles and month after month, so that way you don't get stale. But you're still maintaining that density in that muscle because you're using a lot of those compound movements. And also because of the heavy reps, you're still stimulating that hypertrophy and shit like that. All right, so any more tips for you? Number 1, focus on getting strong as fuck. This is something I've been doing lately, and man, it's been giving me some really good results. So yeah, focus on getting stronger. Get better at those movements. Danny Padilla never changed his bodybuilding workout, even though Joe Weider told him, you gotta change your routine. You gotta change the routine. Danny Padilla said, why? Just get better at it. Now that makes a lot of sense. All right, so number 2, practice good form. Steve Reeves was a stickler for good form. A stickler for good form. He was about form. Now this is something I try to practice too. I try to practice form a lot. Even though I've been training for 4 years already, I always try to practice and perfect my form. You could always get better. You could always get better. Next up is warm up before every exercise. Rule number 1 in kinesiology, you never stretch a cold muscle. So warm it up. And another tip, why warm up with cardio if you're going to lift weights? Lever Colbert says this. Lever Colbert says this. Why are you going to warm up with cardio if you're going to lift weights? Doesn't it make more sense to be warming up with weights if you're going to lift weights? Now that makes a lot of sense to me. But whatever you think is up to the debate. Anyways, next tip is stretch in between sets. This is some of the Frank Zane principles. He was stretching between his sets, and it'll give you a pretty good pump. And stretch muscle faster and shit like that. More muscle production, whatever. Next up is eat good as fuck. Eat like a motherfucking king, and you will get huge. If you're trying to gain weight, eat about 300 to 500 calories over your maintenance. And if you're trying to lose weight, eat about 300 to 200 calories below your maintenance. All right, so I'm going to hit you with a quick disclaimer because I don't want to get sued. You should consult your physician or other healthcare professional before starting this or any other fitness program to determine if it is right for your needs. This video offers health, fitness, and nutritional information and is designed for educational purposes only. The use of any information provided on this video is solely at your own risk. So, with that being said, like this video right now, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching. This is Old School Dan checking out. Peace.